Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're embarking on a really fascinating journey. We've got some brand new market research. Our mission, to really uncover the true scale and, frankly, some surprising drivers behind the digital transformation of the B2B e-commerce market.
Right.
We're talking about how tech, AI, real-time commerce, they're not just tweaking things. They are fundamentally reshaping global trade. Like how business gets done.
Absolutely.
You're about to hear some numbers that honestly illustrate an explosive, almost generational shift. It's pretty big.
And I think what's vital to grasp right from the start is this isn't simply businesses, moving their old sales processes online.
Yeah.
It's much deeper. It's a profound systemic overhaul. Think about it. Automation, it's not just about speed anymore. It allows for totally new workflows.
Right.
Deep platform integration means systems are actually talking to each other seamlessly, finally. And of course, widespread cloud adoption makes it all scalable, accessible. It's this massive fundamental migration, moving from traditional, often manual, offline ways of buying things to entirely digital processes. You see it really clearly in industrial and wholesale sectors.
That context is so important.
It really is. It helps understand the why behind these, pretty impressive figures we're about to dig into.
Okay, let's unpack this then, starting with the big global picture.
Yeah.
So this market, right, digital transformation in B2B e-commerce, it was already at, get this, $5.69 billion back in 2021. Pretty substantial.
Already significant.
But here's where it gets really interesting. By 2025, it's projected to hit almost $8.9 billion.
Okay.
And then the real surge. By 2033, that figure is forecasted to, skyrocket, over $21.7 billion.
Wow.
Just think about that. The market multiplying nearly 4 times in just over a decade.
That's incredible acceleration.
It's not just growth, it is acceleration. And globally, it's humming along at a robust compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of 11.81%.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how those numbers aren't just, abstract figures on a page. They're really underpinned by tangible shifts, how businesses operate daily.
Exactly.
When we look at this momentum, we're really pointing back to those core drivers you mentioned, automation of processes. Imagine purchase orders generated, fulfilled, 0 human touch points.
Yeah, seamless.
Seamless platform integration.
Right.
Your inventory system instantly updates your sales portal. No lag. Cloud technologies making it accessible everywhere. And that fundamental, almost revolutionary shift from manual, paper-based stuff to fully digitized online channels, these aren't just buzzwords. They're practical transformations letting businesses buy and sell faster, more efficiently than ever before.
So after seeing that global surge, let's zoom in a bit regionally. How's it playing out across the world? Let's start with North America.
Okay.
So this region valued just over $1.8 billion in 2021, projected to reach nearly $6.7 billion by 2033. That's a solid 11.37% CAGR.
Still very strong growth.
Definitely. Now, predictably, the United States, it takes a lion's share. Already dominant, growing steadily, big numbers there, $1.6 billion to $5.7 billion.
Right, as you'd expect.
But here's a surprising nugget, something that really stood out in the research. Canada started smaller, about $175 million in 2021, but is projected to nearly quintuple its market value to over $800 million, growing at an even faster clip, a 13.87% CAGR.
Wow. Okay, that is interesting. Nearly 14%.
Yeah, and Mexico growing more moderately, around 8.8%. But Canada's rate really jumps out.
That rapid growth in Canada is genuinely fascinating. It suggests maybe a market that, perhaps mature in some ways, might have had a significant chunk of its B2B trade still running on older, less digitized rails.
Okay.
This surge, it could be fueled by a mix of things. Maybe government pushes for digital adoption in manufacturing, or perhaps a mature but kind of underserved SME sector finally making that leap to proper e-commerce platforms.
That makes sense.
It really highlights how different markets, even close neighbors within one region, can be at vastly different points in their digital journey. Maturity versus, rapid catch-up.
Okay, so from North America, let's pivot across the Atlantic to Europe. This market also shows, equally strong promise. Yeah. Moving from $1.44 billion in 2021 to over $5.1 billion by 2033. That's an 11.2% CAGR. Pretty consistent.
Very solid, yeah.
Germany, as you probably guess, remains a powerhouse. Big numbers there. France and Italy also seeing substantial growth, both around 11, almost 12% CAGR. The UK a bit slower, closer to 10.4%.
Right, the big economies leading.
But what's interesting here is Russia. It actually posts a slightly higher CAGR, 12.43%, reflecting some significant digital acceleration, it seems.
That is noteworthy.
And it's not just the big names. We're seeing consistent, healthy growth across the board. Spain, Switzerland, Sweden, Denmark, all in that 10-12% range. It reinforces Europe's broad commitment to this transformation.
Yeah, Europe's performance really speaks to how these strong, established economies are proactively adapting. They're embracing digital transformation.
It's not just playing catch-up.
No, not at all. The patterns we see here, like Germany's steady, large-scale growth versus, say, Russia's faster, maybe earlier stage adoption. It suggests digital evolution isn't just for emerging markets. It's a necessary strategic path for all industrial powerhouses.
Right.
They're leveraging their existing infrastructure, their skilled workforces to implement these advanced digital commerce solutions, driving efficiency, global competitiveness. It's crucial.
Okay, now let's talk about the real growth engines identified in the research. Asia Pacific.
Yes, APAC.
This region started at $1.55 billion in 2021, projected to soar to almost $6.4 billion by 2033, and it boasts the highest regional CAGR overall, 12.55%.
That's impressive, leading the pack.
Absolutely. China, of course, anchors the region, huge market growing strongly at over 12%, but what's genuinely highlighted as impressive is India.
India, yeah. Heard a lot about that.
The research flags India leading the charge with an incredible 14.47% CAGR, set to grow from around $240 million to over $1.2 billion.
Wow, nearly 15%. That's huge.
It really is. And countries like Japan, also significant growth, over $1 billion by 2033. Singapore, showing robust growth too, nearing a 13.4% CAGR. South Korea, Australia, also strong. The report notes this overall regional boom benefits hugely from, well, increasing mobile commerce and the rapid digitization of industrial platforms.
And it's absolutely clear why Asia-Pacific is leading this growth surge, isn't it? You connect it to the bigger picture, the sheer scale of economies like China, India.
Right.
Combine that with incredibly high mobile penetration rates, rapid tech adoption, especially in those industrial B2B platforms. It just creates this incredibly fertile ground.
Yeah.
India's astonishing CAGR. It's not just mobile. It's also about that massive digital public infrastructure push they've had. Things like UPI, their payments interface. It's fundamentally changed how even small B2B transactions happen.
That's a great point.
This rapid leapfrogging into digital, often mobile-first solutions, that's what's really driving these explosive numbers in APAC.
Okay, so from Asia's dynamism, let's pivot to South America. This market is forecasted to expand from about $347 million in 2021 to over $1.4 billion by 2033. Also a very solid TGR, 12.4%.
Keeping pace with APAC, nearly.
Pretty much. Brazil leads the region, as you might expect. But what's fascinating is seeing Argentina and Colombia, both posting nearly identical, very high CAGR, around 13%.
13%, yeah, really strong.
Reaching nearly $300 million and over $200 million, respectively.
Yeah.
And even countries like Peru and Chile are growing consistently, too, in that 11-12% CGR range.
Yeah.
So broad growth there as well.
South America's robust digital expansion, it's a strong testament, I think, to the increasing sophistication of its business ecosystems.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way.
These consistently high CAGRs across the continent, it really indicates a widespread recognition among businesses. Digital transformation. It's not just an option anymore, it's essential for competitive advantage, efficiency, market reach. It's about using digital tools to overcome maybe geographical barriers, access new markets that were previously out of reach, connecting suppliers and buyers in whole new ways.
Okay, next up, our gaze shifts to the Middle East. Another region showing really strong projected growth, from $182 million in 2021 to over $781 million by 2033. That's a high CGR, again, 12.91%.
Interesting. Another high growth zone.
Yeah. Saudi Arabia and Turkey, they're on similar growth trajectories, strong growth. But pay attention to the UAE. It leads the region with the highest regional CAGR of all, actually, 14.09%.
Over 14%.
Expanding almost fivefold in value, from about $29 million to nearly $140 million. And Egypt, Qatar, also posting strong CAGRs, 12.something%. It shows a broad regional commitment.
The dynamics here are, well, they're fascinating. The Middle East, and particularly the UAE, is so heavily focused on economic diversification.
Right, moving beyond oil.
Exactly. And massive investments in things like smart city initiatives, cutting-edge infrastructure. These aren't just plans. They're creating an environment where businesses are actively incentivized, pushed even, to adopt advanced tech at an accelerated pace.
Yeah, streamlining everything.
Streamlining procurement, entire supply chains. It's about transforming traditional commerce into these highly integrated digital ecosystems. And it raises an important question, doesn't it? How quickly can these regions essentially leapfrog decades of traditional development by going straight to digital first?
A really interesting strategic question. Okay, finally, let's explore Africa, a region demonstrating truly significant digital growth as well.
Right, Africa's journey.
The African market, valued at nearly $330 million in 2021, expected to reach almost $1.3 billion by 2033. That's a healthy 11.76% CAGR, solid growth.
Still double-digit, yeah.
Nigeria contributes significantly to this surge, growing to over $500 million by 2033. South Africa also presents strong expansion, over $500 million, backed by a slightly higher CGR of 12.25%.
Okay, so key economies driving it.
Exactly. And the report notes that even the rest of Africa markets, so beyond those two, is said to more than double over the same period, growing at over 11%.
You know, these figures really underscore those broader trends we hear about. Digital evolution taking firm hold across Africa.
Seems undeniable.
It points to a growing recognition there, too, of the immense efficiencies, the opportunities that digital B2B commerce provides, enabling businesses to connect more effectively, not just within their own countries, but crucially, across borders.
Yeah, breaking down barriers.
Exactly. The substantial growth in key economies like Nigeria, South Africa, it acts as a powerful beacon, really, for the entire continent's digital future, signaling this widespread adoption of new platforms, new tech, reshaping how commerce gets done there, too.
So after that world tour, what does all this mean for you, our listener? Bringing all these threads together. It's clear, isn't it? We're witnessing not just some trend, but an explosive, nearly four-fold expansion of this global B2B e-commerce digital transformation market between just 2021 and 2033.
It's massive.
And it's not just about moving transactions online, as you said at the start. It's a fundamental reshaping of how global trade works, driven by deep tech integration into, well, every part of the B2B relationship.
Exactly. The fundamental drivers are those constant innovations, procurement tech, real-time integration across supply chains, truly digitized supply chains becoming more transparent, more efficient than ever.
Mm-hmm.
And if you connect this back to the big picture, yes, North America and Europe, they maintain dominance through sheer scale technological readiness.
Right, the established players.
But it's Asia-Pacific, South America, and the Middle East that are really leading the charge in terms of that growth rate, the CAGR.
Yeah, the speed is incredible there.
It really encourages us to reflect on the dynamic balance, you know? Established markets keep evolving, deepening their digital strategies, while these rapid growth markets, they're seizing entirely new digital opportunities to, well, transform their economies.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the B2B e-commerce digital transformation market. We really hope understanding these profound shifts, these numbers, provides valuable insights for your own knowledge, maybe future planning, whether you're in business or just, fascinated by how the world's changing.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you think about this rapid pace of change, this digital transformation across B2B e-commerce, here's maybe a final thought to mull over.
Okay.
Consider the ripple effect. Which existing industries or maybe traditional procurement methods do you think are most vulnerable, most likely to be disrupted by this, well, digital tsunami?
Good question.
And conversely, which ones stand to benefit the most from all these innovations in the coming decade? It's a landscape, really, of both immense challenge and, frankly, incredible opportunity.
A truly thought-provoking question to ponder as we wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
We look forward to you joining us on your next learning journey. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really getting into something critical and fast-moving, the digital transformation of the B2B e-commerce market. We're aiming to understand how businesses are, updating procurement, making operations smoother, and just serving clients better in this digital world. Our mission today, to decode all the innovation happening. We'll look at what's driving it, the roadblocks, and what the future might hold.
Yeah, it's a really significant topic because B2B e-commerce isn't just growing. It's fundamentally changing how businesses even talk to each other, how they transact. It's setting completely new standards, really. new expectations.
Okay, let's unpack this then. What's really pushing B2B e-commerce into this digital future? Is it one main thing or like several things hitting at once?
Oh, it's definitely a confluence. A big one is the demand for efficient procurement. Today's B2B buyers, they expect speed, transparency, streamlined workflows, like the kind of thing they get as consumers, you know?
Right. They want that B2C ease, but in a B2B context.
Exactly. And digital transformation gives them that. You get real-time inventory visibility, smooth transactions, automation. It cuts through the old delays.
And the result is higher satisfaction, lower costs, better retention. That sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, the benefits are real. Happier customers, definitely. Reduced costs, yes. And it absolutely helps keep customers loyal.
But is the payoff quick? I mean, is that ROI something companies see fast enough to make the initial transformation effort worthwhile? Or is it a long game?
It's often more of a long game, but the ROI is compelling. Think about that inventory visibility. Fewer stockouts mean happier customers right away. Less cash tied up. It's not just small gains. For many, it feels like it's about staying competitive, frankly. Survival.
Okay, so efficiency is huge. What's the next big piece of the puzzle? What else is driving this shift?
Mobile and omni-channel commerce. That's massive now. B2B decision makers aren't just at their desks anymore. They're using phones, tablets.
For browsing, sure. But
Yeah.
are they actually making purchases, managing vendors?
Absolutely. Executing purchases, managing the whole relationship, all on the go.
So just having a mobile site isn't really cutting it anymore. They need more.
Yeah, much more. They expect proper mobile accessibility, smooth integration with their CRM systems, consistent experiences everywhere.
Everywhere meaning?
Meaning laptop, phone, maybe even talking to a sales rep. It has to feel seamless, consistent, like their consumer experiences.
And underlying all of this, it
Yeah.
feels like data must be the key, right?
Mm.
Are B2B companies finally getting good at using analytics?
Oh, definitely. The platforms now, they have incredible tools. Real-time analytics, predictive insights, really deep personalization.
Personalization, like dynamic pricing.
Yes, but even beyond that, we're talking data-driven microsegmentation. Imagine pricing adjusting based on one customer's buying habits or history.
Wow, that granular.
Exactly. It's a level of response that just wasn't possible before. Data really is leading to smarter, faster decisions, maximizing ROI.
What's fascinating here is how quickly these expectations are becoming the new baseline for B2B transactions. It's not optional anymore.
Precisely. It's the new standard.
Okay, but this kind of massive change, it never goes completely smoothly. Here's where it gets really interesting. But this market isn't without its restraints, is it? What's holding companies back?
That's a great point. And yes, there are definitely hurdles. One of the biggest, integrating legacy systems.
Ah, the old tech.
Right. Many B2B firms still run on older ERP or CRM systems. These are vital, the backbone, but they often just don't play nicely with modern e-commerce platforms.
So connecting them is hard, expensive.
Both. It can be really costly, technically complex, and it often slows down or even stops digital projects, limits what you can do.
It sounds like trying to bolt a jet engine onto an old car. I heard about one company where everything depended on one guy who knew this ancient spreadsheet.
Huh. That's a perfect analogy, actually. And it shows how embedded these old ways are. And beyond the tech, you've got human factors, resistance to change, skill gaps.
People just don't want to change how they work.
Sometimes. Or they worry about disruption. And often, especially in smaller companies, they just don't have people with the right digital skills.
Yeah, finding those skilled professionals is tough. A real bottleneck.
Definitely. And then there's the cost, the initial investment.
Right. This can't be cheap.
Especially not in B2B. Unlike B2C, B2B buyers need very specific things. Tailored pricing engines, custom catalogs, approval workflows.
Things you don't usually see on a consumer site.
Exactly. Building all that requires serious upfront capital, which is a tough pill to swallow for many businesses.
So this raises an important question. How do companies balance the necessity of transformation with the very real financial and human capital challenges? How do they make the case?
That's the strategic crux, isn't it? It often comes down to framing it not just as a cost, but as a long-term competitive necessity. Staying relevant, unlocking growth.
Makes sense. So, with all that in mind, the drivers, the challenges, let's look ahead. So, what does this all mean for the future of B2B e-commerce? What are the key trends shaping things to come?
Well, one trend that's already making waves is AI-driven personalization.
Artificial intelligence. How's that playing out in B2B?
It's getting really sophisticated. Think dynamic pricing, sure, but also predictive product recommendations, even automated customer support 24/7. What's really next level, though, is AI moving towards proactive supply chain stuff.
Proactive how?
Like, imagine AI predicting a component shortage based on global data
Yeah.
and automatically suggesting alternatives before you even know there's a problem.
Whoa. That's more than just a better shopping experience.
Exactly. It improves the experience, yes, but it also massively boosts efficiency, conversion, retention. It's powerful.
Okay, AI is big. What else is emerging?
Another huge area is API-centric and headless commerce frameworks.
Headless commerce. That sounds technical. Can you break that down?
Yeah, think of it like Legos. Your back-end systems, inventory, pricing, all that are separate blocks from your front end, your website, or app. Headless means you can swap out front-end models easily without rebuilding the back-end bricks.
Ah, okay. So it gives you more flexibility. You can change the customer-facing part faster.
Precisely. Businesses using headless tech can adapt much faster, roll out new experiences, integrate new tools, keep things consistent across channels. It's about agility.
Got it. That makes sense. More adaptable. What else?
And finally, self-service platforms and digital catalogs are just becoming essential.
So buyers want to do more themselves. Less reliance on sales reps.
Definitely. Today's B2B customers prefer being in control, viewing digital catalogs, getting quotes online, tracking their own orders in real time.
And that helps the seller too, presumably.
Absolutely. These tools cut down the need for sales rep intervention for simple tasks, speed up the whole buying cycle, and boost operational efficiency. If we connect this to the bigger picture, these trends aren't just about tech gimmicks, they're fundamentally reshaping the buyer-seller relationship, empowering the buyer like never before.
So wrapping this up, it seems incredibly clear from our discussion, the digital transformation of B2B e-commerce, it's not really a nice to have anymore, is it?
No, not at all. It's a necessity, an imperative.
With buyer expectations soaring, the competition heating up, and tech evolving so fast.
Yeah, the businesses that invest now in platforms that are robust, data-driven, customer-focused, they're the ones who won't just survive, they'll thrive.
It's about building for the future, really.
Exactly. Which leads to a really interesting question for everyone listening. Given everything we've talked about, the clear benefits, the undeniable challenges, what's the single most important first step you or your organization would prioritize if embarking on this B2B digital transformation journey today?
That's a fantastic question to leave people with, something to really think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.